Hi everyone, welcome back to e-commerce success by At360. Today is a more serious video. Yesterday was an April Fool joke. I hope you enjoyed the video. I at least had fun doing it, so I hope you had the same amount of fun watching it. So yesterday I said I made $10 million selling Pokemon hats, and I shared some figures which were imaginary, fake. But I did show a true demo of the platform of At360, how you can start advertising in one click and create ads that will run all over the web, on mobile apps, in relevant placements that will bring people to your website. And I think it's the simplest ever form of advertising and promoting your shop on Shopify. So that aspect was very true, was very serious, but I introduced it with a joke on selling Pikachu hats. But a couple of people made interesting comments on the video yesterday, and one of them maybe didn't watch the video entirely and he stopped pretty early on, I think, on the video. He said, "Oh, show your analytics figures," showing an obvious distrust in the figures I shared, which is great. And that gave me an idea for today's video because I see this frequently. I even saw a Reddit post recently from someone asking, is it a red flag if my agency, my marketing agency, advertising agency, these guys I'm paying to run ads for me, is it a red flag if they're not sharing any dashboard or direct access to Google Ads? And the short answer is yes. It's a very big red flag, and let me show you why and how you may understand what to do, and let me show you what I would do in your situation. Let's discuss that. Okay, if you enjoy this content, please like the video, it helps us a ton. Comment below, I always enjoy reading your comments, so thanks Deb, always a pleasure to see your comments. And by the way, I tried contacting you on Reddit, but I think you're no longer there, so feel free to reach out if you want me to talk again about Pixelated and give you some tips, advice, review the store, give a public shout out. So that'd be fantastic. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. I release daily videos if you don't want to miss any. If you discovered the channel yesterday, I usually make more serious video, but my mission, my purpose is to give you valuable information, insightful data of thoughts that can help you grow your business and be more successful, be more productive, be happier. Okay, and that's the mission of At360, which is bringing you this video. Okay, so let's jump into the topic. Okay, so yesterday I made this YouTube video, and so Deb almost fell for it. So you see how tricky it can be, because I shared some figures, and I think this user, Ginza, thanks for commenting. I think you didn't watch the video entirely. Maybe you stopped quickly, and I said it's a good reflex. So he saw the number, he said, "Oh, no way, this is true. If these were actual figures, why are you not showing like an actual dashboard?" Because in the video, so this is the video I shared, a spreadsheet with some figures. Okay, so I shared numbers in a spreadsheet like that, and this user recognized this as a red flag. I think he stopped watching the video in the middle, and he said, "Okay, I'm not going to watch any further because this could be fake. I'm not watching figures on the spreadsheet." And he was right, because it's indeed, fake, imagined numbers. Although I did say we have some customers that have 5 cents CPC. So if you're currently paying 50 cents or $1 or even $2 to get one click from Facebook and Google, you should definitely contact us, because we can buy clicks much cheaper than that, and high quality clicks that convert. But the spend was imaginary, and the result was imaginary as well. So this user was entirely right, and I decided to make today's video because I also read this post yesterday on Reddit. And someone asking, how can companies see the ad spend of campaigns run on their behalf? They're asking this on the PPC subreddit. So they're saying, I've got a friend who's running a small business, currently paying a fee to an agency to run a campaign on Google Ads for him, search and display. He's got no access to the account the campaign is controlled from, despite me warning him about it. So he's already warned the friend, it's probably a not good idea to completely trust without any way of verifying what's going on. He's now looking for a way to find out if he can see how much of the agreed upon budget the agency is actually using. worried about them ripping him off. So even if even his friend is worried or smelling something fishy here, is there any way for him to find out? Any help appreciated? Okay. So now let me talk about agency models. It's depending on your size, and if you're a very small customer or big brand, there are different business models, from a flat fee retainer to percentage of media to FT, sometimes a full-time equivalent, depending on if you have a big team working for you in a larger agency. But assuming for a small business, the most frequent business model is the agency is going to ask for a flat fee, usually a few $1,000s per month, or depending on your country and what you're asking them to do, could be more or less, and a percentage of media. That can be from 10% to 20, 30%. And so I'm not here to judge this or say if it's good or wrong or bad or what's a good business model. It's at the end of the day, if it works for you, if you're happy with these, and if the agency is doing a good work, that could be entirely justified. Could be justified paying 10K a month plus 20%. And they're doing a ton of work, they're doing a lot of strategy work, a lot of campaign preparation, they're coming up with good ideas, they're bringing a lot of traffic and sales. They're constantly changing the keywords, the targeting, the audiences. They're helping you improve your website conversion rate. So, there's a lot of creative work involved. Maybe if there's display, video. So I without more information, we can't really judge if it's good or not. And so you could be paying 10K and 20%, and that could be worth it. Or you could be paying 2K and 15%, and that could be a rip-off. So it entirely depends on what work is being done. But the worst thing is if you don't have access to the figure, like this user had the intuition of, you could be ripped off, meaning the agency might tell you, okay, we're charging 20% of the media budget. So if you're spending, maybe, $20,000 in advertising budget, they're going to take $4,000 as a 20% on top of their monthly flat fee or retainer that they may have. But now, how do you know that they're actually spending the 16K, right? So if they're spending 20, you have 4 for them, 16K, they should be spending on Google Ads. If they're not giving you access to the platform, that's a big red flag. You should have at least some form of access. Now, I can understand agency not wanting clients, because you have some clients that are very hard to deal with, very, very complicated. They don't really know what they're doing, but they still want to do stuff. So they come in, they change stuff, they change parameters. But at the end of the day, it's things like a professional knows how to handle a client. There's no problem that can't be solved with good communication, effective communication. If the agency always tells and explains what they're doing, why they're doing it, if they're making a change, that should be okay, right? So it shouldn't justify not giving access. And as a few people have mentioned, the best solution is actually for the customer to own the account and to give an access to the agency, not the other way around. It's not the agency owning the account and sometimes giving access or not giving access at all. It should be the other way around. But some people, they're really foreign, distant from all this online advertising stuff. They want to do nothing with it. They don't want to spend even 1 second controlling that. So I can understand in some cases, the agency does all the work. They set up the account for you. So they own it. But you should at least co-own it. Or you should ask for an access. Say 100%. A lot of users are saying that. If they ditch your account, your buddy's liable. Okay, that's another reason why it should be, if it's your business name, you should be the owner of the account, right? So it depends if it's in their name or your name, but if you're running ads for your business, on your business behalf, and the billing info is in the name of your business, then you should have an owner access, right? Always, this provides transparency and control for business owners. So all these responses are spot on. Okay, let me upvote them. By the way, we recently hit 100 comma and 50 members in our community, e-commerce success. I will tell you more about that at the end. It's win-win. We always work this way at the agency. Okay, that's cool. And the agency can give him view-only permission. So even in the case I mentioned before where the agency really doesn't want the client to mess things up, make changes that are going to break their strategy or that are going to have a ill effect on the campaign, they can give a view-only permission in Google Ads. It's entirely reasonable to ask for that, and I'd be very suspicious if they refuse to do it. That's absolutely right. And let me show you how easy it is. So I'm opening, so this is Google Ads, okay? If I want to invite users, so this is dummy account, I just enter an email, your email at domain.com. I can select the level I want, email only, so only going to get reviews, reports by email, so you can get the figures sent to you by email in spreadsheet format or whatever other format. You don't even need to log into the account. You can still get the figures from Google directly. That's the least, like the most restrictive access. It's still far better than nothing. You can have read access and you can have standard or admin. So there's no reason why they shouldn't give you read access. They can give an unlimited amount of people read access. So it's entering an email, clicking on one button and clicking send invitation. So it's not even 5 minutes. It's more like, 15 seconds. Honestly, if this agency is used to working on Google Ads, which they should be, it's their job. You go on Google Ads, you go on users, you enter the email, you click view, send, and that's it. So there's no reason not to give it. So if the user asks for the access and doesn't get it, that's a big red flag, because that means there's nothing, telling you they're actually spending the budget, right? So if they're telling you, like I said yesterday, so actually I just noticed my image is blocking the spend number, so we don't see spend. But I was saying yesterday, I'm spending 100K per month to sell the Pikachu hats. This was not true. So the agency could be telling you, oh yeah, we're spending 15K per month, and they might not be spending that, spending half of that, keeping half for themselves. I don't have any problem with agencies charging a high amount if they're doing a lot of work, but it should be transparent. That's what I think. Now, the real question you should be asking yourself is, do I even need an agency at all, right? So why do you need an agency? Nowadays, on the internet, you have a lot of super simple systems. Even Google themselves, they introduced Performance Max or Smart Shopping. You can just enter a few keywords. If you're really, it depends on your budget, of course. If you're just getting started, you have a small budget, you want to do things on your own, you can do pretty much that on Google or Facebook, or you can use Ad360. Because you could be telling me, yeah, but I need someone to go over everything, look after everything, build creative that represent my products and set up the merchant center. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But if you have a Shopify store and you have the product in your Shopify store, you can, with Ad360, you can start advertising in just one click. And Ad360 automatically creates advertising banners with your products, your title, your price, and the image of the product in multiple shapes and formats. And you can start advertising all over the web, and there's nothing to do. It's taken care of automatically. Ad360 manages your campaigns so that your budget is spent where it gets you the most results. Okay, that's another way of evaluating what the agency is really doing. Evaluate the results, right? Trust, but verify the results. Verify the figures if you can, if they're giving you access, and verify the output. You should have Google Analytics. I think another user mentioned that you can have Google Analytics. You can have a Google Data Studio, which is something that can be plugged into Google Ads, where you can have access. You have a dashboard with figures. You could have a lot of solutions, online dashboard on Ad360. You can connect a Google account, and if you connect to Ad360, you see on the dashboard right away how much you spend, how much impressions you got, clicks, conversions. You see that right away, and all the other metrics like CPM, CPC, CTR, CVR. So you see in one glance what are the results of your actions. And if you're paying a lot of money and you're not seeing traffic and sales, then there's a problem, right? So as I said before, on average, I think from Google, now it depends a lot on the product, the industry, the vertical, and so on. But getting a click from anywhere from 50 cents to $2 would be usual. Sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on the quality and the price of the product. That might be okay. With our system, we can get clicks from 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents, up to 50 cents as well, but we're much cheaper. But counting the number of clicks, the number of people you're getting on your website using Google Analytics is perhaps the simplest way of looking at if there's a problem or not in terms of how much money is actually spent on my campaigns. And Google Analytics is free to install, and you should definitely have control over at least your Google Analytics, ideally also your Google Ads account. At the minimum, the view-only access. If you can't get the access, if the agency refuses the access, that's a big red flag. Trust but verify. If you can't verify, walk away and find someone else to work for you, or manage your own campaigns by yourself. Use machines to automate all the work and let the science work for you. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, comment, like and subscribe. If you want to share your opinion, okay, let me show you very quickly. We have a e-commerce success community on Reddit. I'm sharing a lot of content on this community. We just hit 50 members today, so that's great. There is a lot of content. I'm sharing the videos there. I'm sharing some articles, and we can continue the discussion. Feel free to share on this community your business, your store, your online question, your advertising figures. I'd be super happy to take a look, give you one-on-one personalized advice, and you'll get the opinion and help from the other members of the community. So I'd be super happy to see you on the Reddit. You'll find the link in the description. Thank you. Have a great day.